Hockey Nation fans, welcome to the early edition of Hockey Nation Live Show with Coach Frenchy and the booth and Michael Devellano, somewhere, somehow from the West Coast, California. Good morning, Michael.
Morning, Pierre. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Ready for my another great hockey day and also Saturday. So all the people, if you don't know what happened last night
Oh my
at
God.
6:34 in OT, given Shattenkirk scored an OT and gave a lead to Tampa, 3-1 now in the series of the final Stanley Cup, where the game number 5 is going to be tonight at, I believe, at 8 p.m. on Eastern Time on NBC National Channel, and of course in Canada under CBC and in Quebec. If you are born in Quebec and you live in Quebec, and like me, I was born in Quebec, it's TVA Sport. So today we have a full show of about 30 to 45 minutes, and then we're going to go through the game number 5 and also have a short news what's going on around the league. And finally, Michael and me, we're going to go through 1 to 10 top draft pick possibility and why we picked this player versus another one. Those draft pick we're going to be on online and prepare our mock number 1.0 right now, but we're going to go to 2.0 at some point before October 6th and October 7th, where the NHL draft 2020 going to be virtual this year, and be ready for that very important day before the October 9 is the UFA open up market for all the players there, where the biggest name is Mr. Alex Pietrangelo. And I have a big news for you, Michael Devellano. I know where
What?
he's going. I know where he's going to sign up, and I know how much he's going to sign up. The only thing I'm not sure is for how long, many years. But I have a prediction right now. I cannot be wrong. I said it a month ago who's going to win the Stanley Cup, and I got it. So why not? Talking about this briefly because late edition last night we was live here online after for the post game number 4, and just give us a little bit your impression about the game, and we can move on to game number 5 for tonight.
Well, for one thing, Kudobin's been amazing throughout the playoffs. We kind of noticed this. I don't know. I think I noticed it like maybe 2 or 3 games ago that he has a real problem. I kind of noticed it the series before, and nobody capitalized on it right to left. So he overcommits. You pointed out 4 of the 5 goals were from the right-hand circle, shooting to the left side. You saw it on the Stamkos goal the game before. So as a result, 5 goals against.
Yeah,
I think
I
they
agree with
really
you
clued
about
into
that one over
that.
there.
I think that the energy was a lot lower for Tampa than the previous game, which is what we anticipated. Dallas was very, very committed, but Dallas has a real problem staying out of the box, and that's going to kill you.
Absolutely agree with you. It's great comments right now here. I think at the end of the day, when I reevaluate the game this morning, I wake up, I was watching a couple of things. Um, the best team last night still win at the end of the day, and I think Tampa is better and better hockey player. And the problem Dallas they face to a best one of the best team in NHL, but I think they are the biggest enemies is Dallas themselves. Bad penalty, too many giveaway puck. We talk about 22, 24, game number 3, and then we talk about 28. And they can't. One thing Dallas doing well, and that unfortunately does not work. We thought at the beginning of the series, if Dallas can control Tampa under 35 shots, they have more chance to win. And they did it for the last 2 games, but unfortunately, too many. They have no answer right now, Dallas, to the power play of Tampa, and that's make a big difference. Both game, they score 2 goals, 3 goals, and they have no answer. Now, I'll be honest with you, the injury of Faxa hurt with Blake Como, hurt
Yeah,
because they are too big player
speed and
on PK,
for sure. I
and
agree.
so that's not helping a lot.
That's a
Um,
good point because like the power play is really. I mean, first of all, stupid penalties.
That's the biggest problem right now I see. We
And you're
talk
putting
about Radulov, we talk about Jimmy Olesiak uh, 2 days ago, and then he did again yesterday. Then Jimmy Ben, 10 minutes at the third period, the game number 3. Yesterday, some people, 50-50 people say it's a bad call. Now, you know what? Yesterday I was talking, Michael. You talk about you talk about the ref bad call, and I said, yeah, but it's part of the game. And then I check again. They miss another ice stick for again Tyler Johnson in front of the net at some point. Then they miss another big tripping of again Tyler Seguin at some point. So I think the referee have like anybody else, they have a bad game yesterday, honestly. And I hate when a game finish on power play on UT. There's
Well, the refs were garbage yesterday, and the refs were garbage the day before. Like you put Jamie Benn on a very marginal and incorrect call the game before for 10 minutes. And when I see him 11 minutes, and the 11 minutes I saw him playing were dominating. And then we talked about it, and as anticipated, he comes into yesterday's game and he's scary. Like he's the most old school player out there. Like you want to see a bunch of powder puffs compared to what players can be like. That guy is Cam Neely.
Yep.
Like
I
he's a
agree with you.
beast who
It's
can
super.
score. And so he comes into it, and then you do it again. You pull another BS penalty at the end. Like it wasn't even a penalty. You
No,
claim he's tripping the guy. Why don't you just call a slew foot?
I
Because
be,
he didn't
I
touch.
believe I believe the injury they missed at the end of the third period, where Perry, it's another bad.
Ridiculous.
Perry have no reason to do that at Brandon Point.
No.
No
He
reason to do
stick the
that.
guy in the
Yeah.
groin. It was clearly a dirty play. I never liked this guy.
No.
Like
And then
going back to
then
when
the ref gave a
uh,
2 minute to point on that one over there. See,
it was a gutless call by the ref.
you should not do that on that one over
Totally
there.
gutless. So then what do they do to even it out? They call another call.
And
Oh,
give
we
Jimmy
evened it out.
Ben.
It's 4-on-3. They
Yep.
could have blown the game then. And then they pull this crap at the end.
Yep.
Their
So,
judgment's terrible.
yep. And back to the 2 minute, 10 minute, Jimmy Ben, I always said to you, usually when you do this, you try to minimize the escalation of the
Why?
game and the fight. But now we talk
Why?
about Jimmy Ben again, Ruta. He never fight in his life, or his last fight. I heard like the last time he fight, he was 12 years old in the street. So that's just a joke,
I
but
highly doubt it.
absolutely right. But you know
like,
what?
this is
Like I said
ridiculous.
before, if it's Ryan Reeves against Antoine Roussel, it's a two guy, four line, no impact in the game. I understand that. But that moment, I think again that's a bad. But
This
again,
is the Stanley Cup final. Did somebody tell them it's the Stanley Cup final? Like we have a history of where, yeah, we've taken a lot of crazy violence out of the game.
Yeah.
And then we got to the point where you've got enforcer versus enforcer,
Yep.
and you're fighting guys for hitting.
Yep.
You're fighting guys for body check.
Yep.
And then you've got a conflict in the middle of the ice. You're going down the ice. One guy's bigger than the other. The other guy falls like a rag doll, and you give the bigger man a penalty.
No, you're right.
Like,
I
what
agree
about
with you on that
Alexiak?
one.
Like the Alexiak calls, that's
Yep.
a guy who's 6'7", and you're putting him in the box twice because he's big.
Yep.
Like this is like going to minor hockey where moms are running everything. Like
No,
it's
you're right
ridiculous.
about that one. About the ref, everything like that. I think they have some
It's
problem
pathetic
there.
to see. Like it just pisses me off. We've got to like fix this.
But it's still now, it's Saturday morning, so calm down. We'll be fine for tonight. Game number
Let's
5 tonight
stab
is 3-1 Tampa. Is it the night where they're going to show the Stanley Cup on the ice, you believe or not?
I think it's probably very likely. I mean, but I don't think Dallas is done. I mean, you saw last night, they can play with this team. If you take away that referee interference in the outcome, Sagan's coming on finally. He's trying to get his brain into it. Pavelski is the man, as we said. I don't know why you don't play Guryanov more. Like he had some really good shifts and he ends up with 12, 13 minutes. Maybe they unshackle that and they win. I thought it was gonna be a 4-2 series. I don't think they've been blown out the last game. That being said, I mean it's very likely that tonight it's over.
Yeah, two things I would say to you tonight, Steven Stanko is back in the game.
Yeah.
Second thing I would say because it's a back-to-back game, and thirdly because a back-to-back game, Dallas is more disfavored, is not good on
Must be a
back-to-back
little
game, and then
overtime.
fourthly, I think could have been have a more difficult time if you look at the stats and the
They've
playoff
solved him.
back-to-back game versus Andrei
Yeah,
Vasilevsky.
they know the answer to this guy now.
So I believe tonight again, Tampa is going to score a minimum of 4 or 5 goals,
Yeah,
and I
it's very,
think,
very likely. I agree.
yeah,
It doesn't mean Dallas is done and they won't put up a fight, and there's a good probability they pull it a win because they're not blown out of this series. It's definitely not been one. If this ends up a 4-1 series, I don't think it reflects like
the three
how
things I would
close.
say to you if they want to win tonight. First of all, no penalty box, no penalty, less penalties.
Yeah.
Secondly, the giveaway part have to be around 15, right?
Yep.
And
Oh, we
thirdly,
can't have 30 friggin'
no,
turnovers.
you cannot to do
Their
that
puck
with that one
management's
over
been
there.
terrible.
And thirdly, you want to be sure to have a better productivity of the first line with Eskinen and Kleinberg, everything like that. That's the only thing. It could have been have to stop the puck more.
So here's the issue, and you brought up two of the names: is Como out? Is Faxa out? Is Hins out?
Maybe hands tonight too now.
So if those three guys are out, then I think Tampa walks.
That's how a guy play on the PK.
Yeah,
We
it's
don't give a
because that's
shit,
a huge
right?
hole. Like,
But it is it's a major problem right there. I think that's make a big friend right there. So I will go tonight with Tampa. Then it will be a Stanley Cup, and that's it. And then we're going to have no hockey for 2 months.
think about what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
There's no more hockey. If you were right, there's no more hockey for a long time.
For 2 months and a half. Like I believe
So
hockey will be
I
back.
am rooting for Dallas. I think it's very likely just Tampa finishes it.
I've been honest with you. What do you think the chance to come back with win three
Oh,
more?
they're not going to win.
It
They're not
could,
going to win the series, but there is the possibility they win a game. It's their backs are against the wall. They're not blown out of this series. I think you're going to see like Pavelski is a man on a mission.
but
So when you have a guy like that, and Ben's on a mission now, Ben, think about this. You're Jamie Benn. You've been screwed 2 games in a row, and you are the only man on the ice. What are you going to do? He's either going to have a monster game or he's going to hurt people.
And again, like I said,
Or both.
Tampa tonight, and for me, it's Tampa. We have to
Yeah.
go through the.
I think there's a very high likelihood that they could pull out a win here. But I mean, I think it's with those 3 guys out, it's going to be tough.
We're going to go quick on the update, just to not too much extend
Yeah.
about this. We talked about yesterday, Jeff Petrie signed an extension,
Great signing.
4-year contract. We both agree with this. Is a great signature for both parts.
Yeah.
That.
I would have rather seen it at 5.8, but it's the same thing.
The same thing about that one. That Paul McLean become the third assistant coach with the new staff. I think he brings
like it.
experience with Shelton. Dave is it Askell?
Yeah, Haskell.
Haskell, and
It's
then
Hackstall.
yeah, I'm still yeah.
It's such a weird name because we're used to. It's actually sounds like Hextall.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And then they signed a couple of days ago. Oh my God, they have a new coach over there. Forgot my name.
Manny Malhotra.
Yeah, you go, Manny Malhotra. Who's
He
been
played in the NHL a long time. He's in
yeah,
Mississauga
great
boy. I
face-off,
think. Like,
face-off players.
he's not a boy anymore. The guy's like
Great
40, my
guys.
age.
Yeah. So that's the
So
stuff
funny. You
over
see
there.
guys when they're young and you think
We
they're
talk
kids
about
forever.
Bobby Rand get buy
Pretty.
out yesterday from the Ottawa Senators. Greg Anderson's get UFA now, not return with Montreal with Ottawa. Talking about Montreal, Dale Weiss got open up now to go to play anywhere. I think Dale is at the end of the end, whatever he's a young age, 32, 33. I think Dale is right now.
So they bought him out.
They don't buy. He have no contract. They don't. They let him go.
Oh, they're not going to re-sign
Yeah.
him.
Alex Ovechkin He is following his buddy Nicholas Backstrom and full step and planning on negotiate his own contract with no agent anymore. So he's going to be the second player does it for. Um,
Well, that's
we
what
know.
Drew Doughty did. I mean, when
Yeah,
you're at that level, it's not that complicated.
yeah. When you become your 2, 3 contract or 4 contract,
But
honestly, it's not too
see,
complicated over there.
but Ovechkin wasn't his mom doing his contract before?
I don't know. I'll be honest
I
with you.
think his mom was doing the contract before.
Anyway, I believe he signed his contract at the bar. It's called Puck something corner and
Yeah, he
something like that.
he lived with his parents till he's 30. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he live here
Because he
beside.
likes his
He
mom's.
live close to my location. I see him skating a lot at the Pines Arena here. But anyway, so it was the news. The last news I want to mention to you, um, Alex Petrangelo. He's going to play for Las Vegas Golden Knights next season.
I
Yep,
wouldn't.
yep. So
Why?
Vegas attract players, cities, organization,
Mm.
um, winning team, doing well, everything like that.
It's very possible.
I that's my
I
prediction.
think Dallas, I think Vegas is farther away from winning a championship now than they were a year ago.
So
And even
how do
if you
you?
add Peter Angelo, you might, but I think what we saw from that team is very disturbing. They lack dynamic offensive players.
But they have them. So
Who?
they finished third in the league.
They had 46 shots a game and couldn't score.
No, no, yeah, but that's a.
That's a telling
But you
tale.
cannot evaluate a period of 7, 8 games for the rest. They finished top 5 in the
That's when
NHL.
it counts. If you want to win a championship, the problem with their offense is they're like this.
But again, it's like, you know what I mean. Why? You know what I mean. I can go. Why Boston didn't make it? They was the best team in the
Well,
league.
they had no goalie.
You know what I mean. I can go all the way like that. You know what I mean. So it's an excuse. My point to you is
Well, it's not really an
you
excuse. I think there's a pro. If you're Peter Angelo, you want to go somewhere that has a legit shot at winning, which on
it's
paper maybe Vegas does.
Vegas, Toronto, Edmonton. If you get a goalies, right? And I'll be honest with you, they are not there yet, but they are going close. Vancouver,
Well, I've been saying this for how long, Pierre?
top 8 NHL team, if they can't figure out this. Now, they have Markstrom and everything, I understand that. But they have to do that. They have to move out maybe Brock
No, it's Louis Erickson.
Lou Erickson, and
You can keep Besser.
maybe not
Besser's like
because of
5.
Markstrom, $6, $7 million,
That's the
and
key.
Perizzello, we talk about 16, 17 million. I think it would be hard. But again,
So I think if we go back in our videos, I was saying that that's where Peter Angelo should go, right? Like if they sign Toffoli and Peter Angelo, they're by the way, they're both ex Toronto Junior Canadians, right? So Tyler's dad was the GM for the Toronto Junior Canadians.
yeah.
So if he signs in St. Louis, he signs in Vancouver, Peter Angelo with Quinn Hughes, can you imagine? And they don't re-sign Tanev. So they let Tanev go. They figure out how to dump Erickson. You got Peter Angelo.
Yep.
That's a dynamic offensive team. I mean, you got Peterson, Elias Peterson up top. You got, Besser is a 25, 30 goal scorer. Toffoli's a 25, 30 goal scorer. Tanner Pearson's a 20 goal scorer. Like we saw the depth on that team going down last year. Like that could be a Stanley Cup winner next year.
But again, we just talking about possibility every time that
Yeah.
we don't mention he's going there. It's just
No,
I feel
no,
me.
I'm saying if I'm Peter Angelo, that's where I would want to go before Vegas.
Yeah.
Because I think Vegas has got problems that we're seeing now.
So let's move on. We're going to finish this program on the top, maybe 5 to 10 in NHL. You have the behind you. You have your board. You're going to go through maybe your picks. I'm going to give maybe my picks. I'm going to talk a little bit more overall, and I can wait for number 4. But before
Or
fourth,
is painful.
for number four, we have to go number one, and I think everybody and any expert in hockey, I did never see many, not many said the first one with New York Rangers. Any other like Alexis Lafreniere, um, Pine Mile, maybe not Pine Mile, but
Oh,
he's
he's by a mile.
well, he's really the one make his friends, and we thought
Yeah.
that is maybe the next higher level player like
He
Connor.
might be a top 20 player in the NHL right now.
That's maybe possible he get there slowly, properly, be there for the
Or
next
immediately.
years. We are all agree, me and you together. You can put Lafreniere on the board, and we are this then right away at the second pick, Los Angeles Kings. We have already some friends discussion between two players. I'm just curious about what do you think the Los Angeles Kings going to get and to pick at that pick at that first round for the Kings.
So I think if they don't move down, which I don't think they will, they're going to take the best player in their mind. If you look at Los Angeles right now, they've drafted Alex Turcotte, and he's probably ready to play. And he's a centerman. And he's a great two-way centerman. Kopitar is not slowing down. He still is Kopitar, and he can play very well. Leitzel or Blake Lizotte, I don't like him, but he's a good centerman. He's fast and he can play. Velarde, healthy last year, was dominant. Like, he is what you drafted. So you do not really need a centerman, because at the very least you've got Turcotte, you've got Velarde, and you've got Kopitar. So the guys that are available here most likely would be Byfield or Stützle in my mind. And if I go for the guy that I think is the better player, now then there's the question of upside. I would go Stützle. Stützle has shown that he's got a Peter Forsberg-like engine to me. He's highly, highly skilled. If you watch him in tight areas, he's played professional in Germany, and we see that league getting better and better. To me, Stützle is the guy I draft, because what I saw in Byfield, he's got tremendous potential because he's 6'4". He's a really good skater. He's got an NHL shot. He can really shoot the puck, but he's not good in tight. He scores in transition, and he scores on 2-on-1s, and those are going to disappear. So I really believe personally that you go Stützle. And Stützle has shown he can play left wing or center.
Okay.
Now there is an argument that what LA really needs is Drysdale. And I don't know if he'll go this high, because there's so many good players ahead of this spot. But really what they do need, and that's why I say if they don't trade down, they could trade down, which I don't think they're going to do. But what they really need in their prospect system is Drysdale. They have no D like that, and they're absolutely stacked on forward.
All right.
But I think here you go Stützle.
So you take Stützle.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I've gone back and forth on this with him and Byfield.
Yeah. I think the best player is Byfield on that one. But because they have already Alex Turcotte, I believe, because they got him last season, they will go more with Tim Staslow. Because that situation, he plays left wing and return that. Now, Byfield, be careful. I'm going to say that. Don't tell me I said this. He can have the potential to become the Malkin.
He could
2020 and up.
He absolutely could,
because you have a big size, you have big
hand. He can play, man.
Yeah. So I don't want to compare him. He's going to be better with Saint.
No, it's not a horrible comparison. It's very, very possible.
Yep.
Right.
But the reality is, we are great. Both pick you.
Yeah. I think you go either way, and you're not going to have a problem. The risk to me with Byfield is that those problems in his game do not get addressed.
Yep. Let's move on. Number 3 now. Ottawa's another pick. 3 and 5 between both two picks. Detroit is there now. Ottawa and number 3. We already with Tim Staslow out. What do you think they're going to get?
I think they have to take Byfield.
Yep.
I think there could be some gamesmanship, because if you look at I don't think they're going to change their decision because of this, but it's possible that they say, look, we really want Rossi, we really want Drysdale for whatever reason. One guy played in Ottawa, or we need Drysdale and we're afraid Detroit's going to take him. They could work something out, or they could take him. I don't think that's going to happen. It depends how much they evaluate Byfield. I think people are seeing problems that I'm seeing in Byfield's game, but it's not enough to not take him. I think it's exactly what they need. They need a big, powerful centerman that can be their number one, and I think that's Byfield.
That makes sense to me. With me also, um, I agree with that pick over there. We can go now and you think because I can wait. That's my day today. I just want to figure out what Michael Devellano, because you're Hockey Nation fans. You follow us now. Since a couple of weeks ago. Michael is really his best. His favorite team is Detroit. He was born in Ontario, Toronto. His
I don't know what to do here.
that his family works with Detroit,
Yeah.
and me, I was born in Montreal. Montreal has always been on my heart. So we are two. And again, this show is two guys love the game, love to talk about hockey. We're not an expert like but we love to talk about this. We are like you guys listening us. We are
A little
not.
bit. Yeah, I mean, like, look, so you would go Byfield Stützle, is that what you said?
We are agree. When or not we agree, we're going
Just
to put.
swap.
No, we're going to have a slash mark, and we're going to put both names there.
Okay.
So
So here's the problem at 4. There's a lot of problems at 4. One, Detroit absolutely has a problem with talent right now. They've got Zadina. They don't necessarily think he's going to be more than a 25 goal scorer. I don't agree with that, but it might take time. They don't have a number 2 centerman, and I'm not sure Larkin is actually he's an okay number 1, but I think that they look through the lens of, is this a championship team with him at number 1? And I don't know if they think that. So I think that they're looking at forward. They drafted a right shot defenseman last year, which is Seider, and they're really high on him. He played in the AHL. He played in Germany Pro League. Same team for Stützle, by the way. So I can tell you right now, if they were in a second or third position and Stützle was there, they think Stützle's number 2, by the way. I happen to know that. So to me, you have a few choices. One, you look at Drysdale very seriously, even though he's a right shot defenseman, because you look in your prospect pool and you don't have anyone like him. And I do not like Drysdale in his own zone, but when he has the puck, he's like really, 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 really good. He can run a power play. And they think Seider can too, and they know Roenick can. So that might dissuade them. They say, listen, we've got the one right shot defenseman, the other right shot defenseman for the future is covered. And we probably got Lindstrom in third. However, we don't have anyone like Drysdale. And if you look at the history of Detroit, they are very comfortable with everyone shooting the same way on the defense, which I don't think is a great idea, but it's very possible. So I think that it's possible you could pick Drysdale here. Raymond is legitimately rated here. I really like Lucas Raymond. He's got a great motor. He's a great forechecker. He creates opportunity. He's very smart with the puck. I don't think he has a great shot, but he's got great timing and he can pick spots to score. I worry about his upside in the NHL because he turns over the puck a lot. So that's a problem. And then the other guy that's here is Rossi. And I think if Rossi was 2 inches or 3 inches taller, you'd be talking about him with this guy. But he's 5'9". He's very thick. I was worried about his skating, but I'm not so worried about that now. I still worry if he can play center in the NHL. So there you have it. You're screwed. Because those are the 3 guys I think you're looking at. The 4th guy who's a dark horse is Perfetti. And Perfetti has a connection to Detroit. So not to belabor this, Perfetti has a connection to Detroit because he plays in Saginaw, and Chris Osgood and my cousin own Saginaw. So they see him a lot. And Perfetti's hockey IQ is off the charts. If you look at Craig Button rated him a 6 out of 5. 6 out of 5 on hockey sense. But he's not an amazing skater. He's above average, right? So who do you go with in the end? I really think you should probably take Drysdale. I think that they will probably take Rossi or Raymond. I'm going to go with Rossi just because he's a center and Raymond's not. And I don't love this pick, by the way. If it was me, I would take Drysdale. Not that I love him, but I think that's what they need.
All right, put Rossi, but put a backslash beside that one over there.
So
Because we're not going to be agree right now here. Here we go.
It's so gross.
I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking about this one over there.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, who is the manager and the general manager of Detroit?
Well, it's Yzerman, obviously.
Steve Yzerman. Steve Yzerman is not like anybody else. The
True.
second thing, the reason why Tampa Lightning are today, and we never mentioned this, that's the first time me and you, we talk about that conversation.
Yeah.
Who deserve great congratulations of what Tampa is today?
Well, I mean, for sure, this is Yzerman's program. I mean,
I agree with you about that one. Now, last season, back now, I'm happy you talk about this because I took a note and I checked this part of it. You talk about Detroit pick number 6 last season, right?
with Zadina,
They was number 6 at the draft pick last season, Detroit Red Wings.
you're saying the Zadina pick?
First round pick.
Yeah. But that was before him.
No, last season.
Cider.
Yeah, so they was number
Yeah.
6.
He's so good.
They picked Morris Sider.
Absolutely.
Sider on the NHL draft 2019. Most of them, I'm not said he was not deserved to be 6, but overall he was between 12 to 18. Chris Proman, McKenzie, Patton, you know what I mean? I can go around.
Totally.
Pick 12 to 16. So
Yeah.
what's telling me right now, what I try to tell you, Iserman maybe not pick again another player are at that level again. I believe he cannot. So don't be surprised. He picked the goalie from Russia.
You are echoing what I would. So if you look at, I honestly believe you should pick Askarov, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
I don't say what happened, but
Yeah, you are saying what I've been saying for months, which is if you think of who will go off the board right now, Askarov is ranked way too far away, and they've never had a goalie like him. And to me, you go, listen, we've got Zadina, we've got Veleno, we've got Rasmussen. These guys are going to pan out, and who has the potential to be a star? Well, if you look at Askarov, I had him penciled in here for a very long time. And I don't know if Detroit will have the guts to do that because Detroit traditionally doesn't care about goaltending. Now, if you're Stevie Yzerman, if you have Vasilevsky, you drafted Vasilevsky, are you going, this guy's as good as Vasilevsky at the same age? And I think they would take him. I don't know.
So I want to let you know, it's my long shot of Detroit.
That's my long shot too. I agree with you.
It would be my pick, but I would say to you, I would not be surprised tomorrow Steve Yzerman starts said, you know what, we picked this kid.
Look at this. So this is like, I didn't put it in, but I think I had Askarov on most of my lists.
Okay.
When I was like making lists, I'm like, God, Askarov.
So
I think they should do that.
So back at your pick, you took Rosie. I'll be honest.
Well, I'm guessing. So there's two different things. What are they going to take? And what do I think, right? I think they should take the goalie.
Yeah.
Like, that's the franchise guy.
So, but honestly, I will go with Cole Perfecti.
Yeah.
I think it'll be the real pick over there versus other people. I think Raymond, everything like that. Now,
Raymond will drop. I think Draymond's going to drop. But
I see the only thing I said, they don't have a lot of fun between Rosie, Perfetti.
It's like this.
The only reason Tristal is not going there because they pick a D last season. That's the only thing I think Tristel is not going to be with Detroit.
I don't disagree with you, and it's like what I said. Like Philip Roenick is panned out to be a top right shot defenseman. Like he's a number two.
Yep.
He can score 12 goals, 15 goals. He's very capable of running a power play. He's like very solid physically. You look at him, he's an awesome D. It's like maybe the only one. Sider, you watch him, he's big, but he's got offense, right? So if they really believe in that, then they don't go Drysdale. But they still don't have a Quinn Hughes. They still don't have a Cal McCarr, and that guy is like just a little below them.
So
So
my
it's
pick
possible.
and white on the board would be perfectly.
Yeah. I
And
love this one now.
let's finish today, Michael, about the five, and then we're going to do a segment of 5-5-5, and we can. And I'm
You
going.
want it? All right. So let's talk about the other Ottawa pick.
Yep.
And I'm sorry I spent so much time on Detroit, but this one is a pivotal pick. We're terrible. And I got bad news for you. I think they're intentionally going to be terrible one more year. I can't see that. I think that they kept Blashill for a reason. They're not going to go out and make a splash. Like you would have to make 3, 4, 5 very aggressive moves. I think they're going to eat it for one more year. So Ottawa at this point, if let's say Perfetti or Rossi goes there, we'll go with Rossi on my board just because I'm guessing that's maybe what they're thinking, because they think this guy might be Marchand, right? Swiss or Austrian-born Marchand. For me, I go defenseman and I go Drysdale. I don't think you can go much farther than him because they've already got the big centerman. They've got Shabbat and they've got Brandstrom. You kind of need a third guy, I think, because otherwise I don't know what they have prospect-wise on D. They're kind of
I
thin
will
there.
tell you why I would not say this because
Yeah.
the last pass to draft they pick a right defenseman, Lassie Thompson, and
Oh, but if you
Stefan
watched
Bernard
him,
Docker. Um,
Bernard Docker, but neither one of those guys is going to be top
They
4.
are not close to the caliber of Tristel, but
Not
because
even
they have
close.
both of them, and because they have already what they have already in their AHL, and also with Thomas Shabbat, and
Well, Thomas Shabbat is like an $8 million number 1D, right? So you've already got him signed for a long time. Brandstrom looks like he's ready. That's just 2 guys, though. And Bernard Docker and Thompson, to me, are 5 and 6. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Bernard Docker is like a 4 or Thompson's a 4, but none of them is going to run a power play.
so who is your pick?
I think they got to go Drysdale. I mean, I don't think any of these guys motivate me enough unless they're thinking goalie, which they might be.
You know what I mean? We can fluctuate everything, but you have to go with one name over there.
I think it's Drysdale.
I'll be honest with you. I cannot, I cannot be disagree with what you said. Honestly, everything like that. But because I believe Lucas Raymond have a little bit more edge
Maybe.
anybody else, and I think they have more hole to
Yeah.
fix. I understand you can be they need a goalie, they need a D and a four, you know what I mean? I can go like this all day long, right? But because I put Cole for the Perfetti
Perfetti.
center, I think they need to go winger. They have already stretched Kratchuk over there, and I think Lucas Raymond bring that kind of dimension over there, everything like that.
He has a good engine. He's got talent. Like I, I think at one point people were talking about him and Holtz as 1 and 2.
I was going to
Like
tell
so,
you the
there.
same thing like that part
Yeah,
over there, and I think it could be flying the top 3, Lucas Raymond, at some
maybe.
point. So
I don't know if it's gonna. I think if Stützle's obviously surpassed him. Byfield's really tough to pass on because he's big. That's it. Because
that's
if you watch Raymond, you love him. What you don't love about him is he turns over the puck a lot. And I think they're cluing into that because he's weak. And you go, okay, I can fix that. You know?
but I believe I'll be my pick. So put beside
Yeah.
the pick Tristal, put my back on the right was going to be always my pick over there.
Yeah,
Um,
let's do this. We'll fix that.
This
Sorry.
is going to be great. This is awesome, Michael. I love what we did this morning together. We're going to go through the segment of 5 by 5. Honestly, we're going to go this way, and I think we should stop back today and just go the top five. We can reevaluate 6 to 10. We
I still
can
can't spell this guy's name. So you're saying Detroit will go Askarov?
no, no. I was my no me.
Perfetti.
I pick preferred
Perfetti.
over there. But I just said to you about Steve Eiserman, that kind of mindset he has.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I think if they chose Askarov, I would not be upset. I've been thinking that for a while.
I agree with you. He picked this kid. He get the best goalie
In
goaltender
10
on the
years, like,
draft
come
in
on.
maybe the last 3, 4, 5 years.
You know you're eating another year. You don't have anyone like, Philip Larson really put a lot of doubt in their mind. Like they thought, wow, Philip Larson's going to be legit. He went to the ECHL because he's lazy,
Well,
right?
second day we said to you, Michael, listen, they have at least for 2 years before they
Sucking.
become
It's going to be
somewhat
terrible.
a team better, right?
I
So
think
same
so.
thing with Spencer Knight with Florida Panthers, right? He said, hey, buddy, or keep Primo.
By the time,
Same time. So just go learn over there.
I would totally do
I
this.
think, I've been honest with you, this is gonna, I will really consider this. I think I'm going to call Steve Eiserman afternoon.
Well, I'll call my cousin. I have to call him anyway. He's in Florida, by the way.
Really? That sounds
Yeah.
good. So
Yep.
anyway, that's make you guys our show today. We came here early Saturday, like we tried to come here. We apologize yesterday. I have my technology problem yesterday. It's happening, but we did a show last
You
night.
don't want to do number 6. You want to do these 5 next?
No, we are great right there because we thought we'd be there for another hour together. We
Maybe.
love to do that. We
I love
love
it.
to go with that one over there.
I spent a lot of time on Detroit. Sorry, everybody.
No. It's great because I like to fire you up every time that, and that's what it's about. So back again tonight. We go back here on the late edition after the post game number 5 game between Dallas and Tampa. Maybe tonight we'll go to see.
I want to make an announcement. I'm going with my gut. That's who I want. I don't know if they'll do it, but that's what I want.
But it's all right. That's all it's about. That's why we do a draft mock, right? We try to figure out this. That open up with
6'3", athletic, ahead of Vasilevsky, ahead of Samsonov at the same age. 940 save percentage in the KHL.
many people consider him like maybe the next Carey Price at some level.
He's as good as Vasilevsky and Samsonov, then you're happy. And if it takes 3 years, it takes 3 years.
I
Because then you
believe
got him for
Detroit
10 or
can
12.
wait with him. They can build him, grow him, everything like that. So I think this pick is going to be. We're going to remember that night, October 6th. By the way, October 6th, Michael. We want to announce everybody. I think you agree with me. We should come live.
Yeah, let's do it.
All night and then watching the first round pick October 6th. So everybody, thank you so much to be here tonight, this morning, Saturday morning. We're going to go back tonight and have a great Saturday. And if you want to have more
What's
games,
this? What's this?
yeah, they are ready for
Cup.
Cinco's. By the way, who's going to carry on the Stanley Cup first?
Stamkos.
All right. Usually the tradition, the captain pick up the first, right? But usually, you have a tradition in hockey, who get the second after that. You have a tradition in hockey, they're going to give always to someone special.
I mean, you're saying who I think will be second for Tampa?
Yeah.
Hedman is what comes to my mind. But that's what I think.
I don't disagree with you. I try to look for the old players inside that organization.
He's 30.
You know what I mean? I think you could be right about that one. By the way, we was going to shut down the show, but let's go on with like 3 more minutes. You pick of Connie Smythe if the Stanley Cup is done tonight.
Oh my God. For Tampa, Braden Point.
The Connie Smythe for you?
Yep.
Okay.
It could be either him or Hedman, but
No Kasharov?
I'm not saying he won't win it, but for me, it's Point or Hedman.
All right. You know, we're not going to be wrong with Kucherov, Point, and Edmund, the fourth.
Not really. I mean, I feel like to me, Kucherov disappears. Like consistently, when I watch Tampa, the best two players are Hedman and Point.
So I'll be honest with you. I go with Victor Edmund.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. He's like got 7 or 8 goals, right?
10 goals.
10 goals now. Oh my God! Come on, yeah. I think Hedman's gonna get it.
Of the record of the NHL.
Oh, yeah, Hedman's gonna get it.
By Paul Coffey, honestly.
Yeah, Hedman.
So that's my pick for tonight. If the
I think that's a good pick. I think Hedman. If I didn't realize he got up to 10. Like he's
and if he scores tonight 11, he's just increased his
a
possible
record. Yeah. By the way, he was a -3 last game.
I know. So we'll see what's happening, guys. Have a great Saturday. We can wait. Michael is already excited about 6 to 10 right away.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right now, he's going to go back on the board. So we're going to talk about this tomorrow morning about 6 and 10. We're going to go by segment of 5, but we're going to recording those segments if you that.
Okay.
Thanks, Michael, again today.
Thanks,
Have a great
Peter.
day, everybody. I will look forward to see you tonight after
Thank
the
you.
post games number 5. Have a good one.